All right. CarpePax, welcome to Leftist and Chill. How you doing today? Good to be with you. What's up?
Good. How are you? How is everybody else?
Yeah. You know, it's we say it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I want to let you know I appreciate that you're my neighbor. And we've invited you here today in the spirit of building leftist unity, strength, and power. And in the same spirit, thank you for being willing to hang out with us today and share your story and some life tips. And we have the questionnaire, the Leftist Inquisition as well. Everyone loves that. At which point you can let us know, what's grinding your gears. And if you have any questions for me, and we'll take questions from the chat as well. Yeah. So,
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And people often tell me, Dan, that was the most fun I've ever had, ever. Do you believe me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. That was.
I believe people would say that.
Awesome. So this brings us to where are they now? So CarpePax, what do you do? Where can people find you? And yeah.
Well, I do the Twitch thing.
I
mostly do the Twitch thing, and I do the Twitter thing. You can find me at twitter.com/CarpePax or twitch.com/CarpePax. And I have a YouTube I don't use.
Okay.
So, I mean, one of these days I'm going to start making some vids, uploading some clips. I don't have the headspace to get into that right now.
Oh my gosh. I don't blame you. It's hard. It takes a lot, dude. I think the streaming's enough. It takes a lot out of me.
Yeah, I can concur with that.
Yeah.
Most of it is well, outside of streaming, a lot of my day is collecting the energy needed for streaming.
Is that right?
Kind of, yeah. I don't know. I don't do as well in the dealing with everybody on the street level kind of life. It's I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Good.
I let's just say I struggle with the social interactions that the skills needed to develop to start and maintain friendships, that kind of stuff in the real world. I'm getting better at it for sure, but my best interactions are at a distance.
Okay. Yeah, do you want to dig into that anymore?
How many shows you got?
How many shows? How much time do we have? Well, generally speaking, it's about an hour long for the interview.
I know. And so I guess what I'm saying is probably not without.
And just so you know, and I'm so sorry.
I'm
so sorry. Go ahead, CarpePax.
Oh no, I'm just saying that probably ought not to dig too deep into that right now if you want to get to a lot of other questions.
Sure, and for what it's worth, I do want to let you know we do not have a hard stop at 4 p.m.
Okay.
Our next guest canceled because I'm not important, and that's they're just flexing on me. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so no, I just want to let you know we do not have a hard stop. Okay, so
well,
yeah.
Okay, if we're going to get into it, I've talked about this on stream before.
Maybe I missed it.
It's come up kind of a lot. It's part of the. It's an underlying theme. I believe myself to be undiagnosed on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
Obviously it's kind of hard to convince people without an actual diagnosis, especially when you can function at a certain level communicatively. It's hard to convince people that you're actually dealing with this, when really it's just that I've had a lot of practice working around the the traits and the deficiencies that it brings. And then top that off, for whatever reason, probably similar. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of I don't know. I think because I just don't know. I was a really young child. That there was a let's just say I was neglected and emotionally and verbally and mentally abused by adults in my life when I was a really young child. And that carries through to this day. Like I have major trust issues. I'm really, I get suspicious. Like certain behaviors really well, it's really hard to describe. I get tipped off to certain behaviors in people, and I just don't. I don't get a vibe from them that I should be hanging with them in a way. I'm not sure if that's the right way to put it. Like you can tell when somebody's, like good, like they're not hiding shit. They're not trying to sneak anything past you. They're not manipulative. You know these people. They're just people. You're comfortable interactions with them, but you know the people that are kind of sketchy. They're trying to get something out of you. There's an energy. I just have it's not a spider sense. I've been thinking about this since a lot since yesterday. It's not like I can tell from the jump. But what usually happens is when this person like screws up or gets outed as a manipulator or as a whatever it is, there's usually this thing in the back of my mind that goes, "Oh, that's no wonder I didn't have like this mental attraction or social attraction to them. They were repellent in some way, but I couldn't tell at the time." I'm not sure what I'm trying to describe.
Okay.
Just like I guess what it is I've been manipulated a lot, so I can see the warning signs, but I don't recognize them when I'm seeing them. I don't recognize them as warning signs. I just see them as like, oh, not this person. And that is not to say that I saw anything coming before anyone else did. I did not. But when it happened, I have this thing like in the back of my mind going, oh, that makes sense now. And that's really it. Like, sorry, I'm trailing off.
Hey,
I really just woke up like a half hour ago, an hour ago, and took a shower.
Yeah.
And I'm still on my first coffee, and I'm packing my first bowl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience.
Love your face, dude.
I'm having some of this rosé.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, sorry. I thought you were drinking already. I'm like, oh, I gotta catch up. But no, rosé weed.
Yes.
No,
that's
yeah.
It's an indica.
Okay. I too like weed.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna smoke together here? Are you doing a time check with me in 5 minutes, or do you just? I don't know.
I mean, it's 4:20 whenever you want it to be.
That's sort of my philosophy here. Yeah.
No choreography needed. No. It's all good.
Based.
This is. No, go ahead.
No, perfect. Here's what we can do. I want us to feel free to remember that this is what I hope to be the first of many chats, and we're planting seeds right now. We're going to come back. We're going to do this again and go into more depth in the spirit of building leftist unity, strength, and power. So, I think this brings us to the portion of the interview where I allow you to talk a little bit more about your current projects, be them professional or anything leftist related. If you want to talk more about what you do on your channel and how you spend your time.
Wow. Well, on my channel, excuse me, on my channel, I like to review content that criticizes our capitalist system. I think that is my favorite thing to do on my channel, is bash capitalism and all of the intersectional problems that come with it. The racism, the sexism, the just all of the isms and phobias that come with using property as an excuse to exclude people. And I don't have my theory down. Some people are actually surprised that I have the opinions that I do without reading all the theory. Not all the theory. I'm not trying to humble brag and say I know all this stuff without reading anything. That's not what I'm doing. Just that I come to a lot of these conclusions intuitively, without the glossary and the book knowledge or the theory reading that comes with a lot of the leftism. Like, I've read very little, and yet occasionally someone's surprised that, hey, I'm surprised that you, or like somebody said they were actually surprised that I didn't read, or that I have the positions I do and can talk about them the way that I do without reading a whole bunch of theory first. And that's a big part of the channel, is finding ways to talk about these things for convincing average everyday people who may be wrapped up in the capitalism thing, that they're wrapped up in something that's hurting other people. That there is no ethical consumption or production under capitalism.
So, CarpePax, if I can jump in there, I'd love for you to discuss, like why talk about that? Why talk about capitalism and intersectional issues as opposed to just not and playing video games or some shit? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I could go back and I could say that it goes back to when I was just a little kid and I saw the movie Robin Hood, and that's a part of it. So there are things that go back to my childhood that informed me about, or that taught me a little bit about class consciousness, like as early as 10 or 11 years old. I didn't know at the time that's what it was doing. And I certainly didn't become a leftist at 11 years old. But there's been this background information kind of buzzing in the operating system that inequality is bad, and I've seen plenty of examples of it to keep me to remind me of that my whole life. Couple that with the issues managing yourself at a social level that includes employment. Like, I have had employment issues. My upward mobility is hampered by the problems I have related to the complex PTSD from childhood neglect and the very, very likely autism spectrum disorder that I don't have a diagnosis for. So these things have hindered my upward mobility, my ability to be paid well at a job, get promoted. So I'm kind of been stuck at this lower level of the working world. And that's a big part of why I hate capitalism, because it punches down at people in this position. And there are people who are in far worse positions for reasons that are not their fault either. And the system that punches down at people for things that are immutable characteristics or for things that they don't have the means to change is inherently unfair and needs to go. That's the basis of my that's a big part of the basis of my hatred of capitalism. Goes back to not being compatible with it personally. And of course, the movie, yes, Robin Hood. Robin Hood is the story of Robin Hood is a big influence on me. And then around the time I was like 11 or 12 years old, I saw movies. The movie Ragtime explores issues of racial inequality, racism, sexism, elitism, police brutality. It's an intersectional critique of American society, and it's set in the 1920s with an amazing cast. It's an ensemble cast. It's an amazing movie that people should. I'd suggest they see it. Movies like that, and movies like, believe it or not, the movie Dragon Slayer, fantasy dragon fighting movie from around the same time. There's a class consciousness element put forth in that movie where the spoiler alert, the princess replaces all the names in a lottery to feed the dragon, to be a sacrifice to the dragon, with her own name, to protest being excluded.
What courage!
I know, right? Yeah. So this is a thing that little things like that influenced me and kind of set me on a path to not embracing capitalism.
Yeah.
And yeah, part of that is the fact that the personality and the attitude, like I'm never going to be a shark, right? When it comes to dealing with people in a business sense, I'm never going to be that conniving, backstabbing manipulator who steps on people to get. I abhor that. That's my opponent. That's my adversary. Mm-hmm. So there, yeah.
Love it, CarpePax. Loving having you on so far. We've gone headfirst into the leftward bound category.
Oh, nice.
Of course, that's the discussion about your pathway to leftism, left adjacentism.
Mm-hmm.
In this section, we encourage folks, but we don't in any way say you have to define your ideology or politics. But otherwise, we could talk about aspects of politics or theory or thinking or of history, more of your personal experiences or of others, etc. Anything else that's helped to win your heart and mind and pull you to the left.
Well, other little things that kind of helped set the stage in a way, I guess. It's like I wasn't well, not okay. I talked about the movies, talked about the the personal factors that make me feel very incompatible with the attitudes and behaviors that capitalism encourages. Talked about that. My dad, other thing that kind of helped, even though I didn't know it was going to, or I didn't know it was helping at the time, or maybe it was something that I needed to realize as I grew. But my dad was a union guy. So he was a teamster when he delivered for a dairy company, or for a food company on the East Coast. He was, and at the last job, well, not the last job that he had that wasn't bullshit, where he retired before moving to rural Missouri with me, as when I was a teenager. In ninth grade, I moved to a farm in Missouri. Imagine retiring to a farm. You're gonna go work for your retirement, yeah. So yeah, that might have been a mistake, but yeah. So we retired to a farm, and then eventually had to go back to work. But the job that he had before doing that, he was one of the people who negotiated labor contracts on behalf of the employees. So my dad didn't talk about this. He didn't. Being a union guy wasn't a big part of his personality. It was just something that he did. He was pretty good at separating work from home, and he just didn't really talk much about it. But I learned this later in life, and it makes a lot. I mean, and so it's one of those things that you learn, and you go, "Oh, that makes sense. No wonder he did this or that." Or, but I don't know exactly what it's. I'm just having a fresh thought about my father right now. I'm not going to get into the whole McCain, my father. That maybe he didn't tell me about this stuff because he either didn't want to. He wanted me to go out and be a blank slate. Like, he didn't preload my politics, and I'm thinking that was deliberate. Like, he didn't turn me into him when I was a kid. It's also possible that he saw the writing on the wall, or was able to hear on the wind that, oh, union membership is on the decline. There's a lot of attacks against unions, and he didn't want me to be in getting into something that was going to be on the decline. So I don't know. Maybe there was some foresight on his part. I will never know. As he passed in 2009. No, wait, sorry, 2007.
Obviously, sorry to hear about that, Carpe.
Oh, he was in his mid 70s. He's okay with that.
Okay. I'm loving this. I think a lot of people are going to identify in many different ways. Let's continue. Now that we've talked a bit about what you're doing and your pathway to leftism, I wonder if you had the chance to meet a younger version of yourself, or pass along some wisdom to the chat or to the replay viewers. What might you share, given the opportunity?
Oof, that's a really that's a powerful question. I don't know. If it was now, that's a really tough question. It depends on what age, when, because anything I could tell myself at a certain age would completely change, and it would one of those Back to the Future things where if I tell myself something, all of a sudden I'm going to start disappearing. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would change a thing, because I think be afraid of what my younger self would do with what I would tell me. Because I know how uninformed I was. I don't know. I'd be really tempted to leave myself alone. Because there's maybe, if I changed my life path, there's 2 children I have that would probably not exist. Has anyone said they wouldn't say anything to themselves?
I think that was the first. Well done.
Yes.
Points for...
I'd leave myself alone.
Points for originality. Awesome. So this brings us to the Leftist Inquisition. It's the questionnaire. Yes, everyone loves it. Nobody hates it. All right, CarpePax. Seize the piece. Seize the piece. Yep. Yes. Do you have a favorite word?
Oh, shit. Fuck, I know you've asked this, and I've meant to think about this. Do I have a favorite word? Damn. Well, I like a lot of words, and I'd have to say I don't know that I have a favorite, but I'd say the one that I'm enjoying currently would be dialectics.
Dialectics.
Or dialectical.
Very Maoist, yeah?
Dialectical materialism. That's
is that Marx?
No, it's oh gosh. Is it Heidegger?
Oh.
I think it might be. I can't remember actually. But it's one of the things that I do intend to start doing is at least listening to theory on audiobook. Because I hate that reading is all you can do. When it's a book, it's all you can do. Mm-hmm. But if it's audio, you can listen to it and do other things. That's my favorite part about an audiobook.
Yeah.
It doesn't tie you to a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Limiting.
Mm-hmm. So,
which is like good in a way, but also bad, right? But limiting for sure. Yeah. Do you have a least favorite word?
Anything that ends in hyphen slur.
Huh?
Slurs. Slurs are my least favorite words.
Fair.
And anything that's letter dash slur.
Yeah.
It can, fuck that shit. Not interested.
All right. Next up is the fun question. Do you have a favorite drug or vice, guilty pleasure? You can name one of each as well if you like.
Oh wait, favorite what?
I'm sorry.
Drug?
A favorite drug. A
drug,
favorite
vice, or guilty pleasure. All right.
Or guilty pleasure, or one of each.
Well, my favorite vice drug would probably be, it's going to be cannabis. My second favorite is probably going to be a red wine. But it has, I've been having some, let's just say it's not the best for me at a health level right now. If I get into the habit of drinking wine again, I'm going to have some digestive problems that reoccur. I can't. I have to quit. I have to quit for good.
Fuck.
But yeah, I've had some gut issues related to regular consumption of wine.
Oh, honey. It's awful. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's also one of those things like alcohol is to a certain point, it's good for the circulatory system. But up to that point, it's not really fun. Beyond that point, it's more fun, but it's also it's harmful at the fun level. So it's just not. It's one of those things that's probably not worth it.
Oh, geez.
Because, I mean, it's not something I've considered having a small quantity of for the health benefits. Let's put it that way. It's not like wheatgrass.
So then, yeah, we can move on to noises, sounds, or noises. Is there a specific one that you love or want to talk about liking a lot?
Wow. Oh, yes. I really, really, really like the sound of a fretless bass guitar.
Yeah. Slap it up, yes. Do you play? You look like you're a musician. You have like a musician microphone.
I am.
Have I? Yeah.
I have guitars.
Nice.
I don't use them as often as I should, but I have them.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Actually, here, let me see.
You got some electrics. You look like an electric kind of. Oh, look at this.
There's one.
There's one. It looks like a Strat.
Here, let me turn it.
No, it's not.
1 second. I'm getting caught up here.
Oh, here we go. We're going live with Carpe. It's white. Oh, it's like an Ibanez?
It is.
All right. So you play.
It's an RGA.
An RGA. So what styles of music do you like to play?
Oh gosh. Mostly, I guess I'd say like blues rock. There's here. Let me do this. There's three more over here.
Okay.
I have a long cable here on this camera, so
yeah. Okay. Wow. Yep. Got some more. Got a telly. Yep, got a.
That's a oh shit.
Careful.
Yeah, that's a Gibson Melody Maker.
Nice.
I used to have a telly.
Okay.
But no, that's a Les Paul variety.
Yeah. Okay. Do you rap?
No,
I don't have no idea.
My nephew. I have a nephew who raps.
Hey, cool.
But he also plays. He raps some, but he also does. He's a trained pianist.
Hey.
So he does the his. Let's see. What does he do the most? Oh, I see. I see what you've done. I'm in a tall rectangle. Cool. He plays the Latin jazz.
Oh, sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He kind of specialized in Latin jazz, but he also likes to do the rapping. And he was a graffiti artist.
Okay.
For a while in the Bay Area.
Yeah. Hey, cool. Yo, you don't never like play on stream, do you? Have I missed anything?
No. Well, very briefly screwed with this, like over here to my left.
Yeah.
It's covered in junk. It's covered in papers and shit right now, but it's a MIDI keyboard.
Oh, fun.
So I actually pulled up a sound yeah. and goofed off a little bit on stream a couple times. That's about it. I'm really not. I'm better at plotting music out bit by bit on the computer.
Yeah.
Like if I could play it, I would, but I can type it in. It's that whole. Do you see that? I think Dead Mouse said something similar. He did a master class. I'm in the same boat. If I could play it, I would.
Playing it live's fucking hard as shit, dude. It's hard as fuck. So, how about a sound or noise you hate or intensely dislike? I don't know.
This might be cliche, but gunfire.
Yeah, dude.
Not a fan.
It's terrifying. when you know like the intention, right? It's just terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like if you 4th of July is different. Celebrations like that, you know that they're supposed to be happening. Explosions, it's fun because it's part of the thing. But when they're not, they scare the fuck out of me. Like I'm really really concerned about like the best way to put it is how I'm going to go from this world. Like when and how. Is it going to be during a protest? I have these concerns. I think a lot of people probably do. Rightly so. But yeah, gunfire, I think well, we know what happens. We know what can happen. The idea that somebody can just be gone because of something that happened somewhere half a block away is it just adds to the monumental unfairness of life in this world. Sorry for the dead air.
No. I'll I'm loving the chat here. Let's talk then about reincarnation. If you could come back as a plant or some other non-human animal, what might it be if you could choose?
Oh. Good question. That is a good question. A plant or non-human animal? Yeah. Well, I used to think. I mean, I've actually I used to believe strongly in reincarnation, and just kind of fell out of all of the spiritualism I used to engage in. But so I'd have to say I'll go for longevity. I said oak tree. Give myself a possible 2,000 years. See a lot of change. So that I think would be one of the more I don't know. I think it'd be more interesting. You get a much longer point of reference. We see so much change in our short lives. Imagine being an oak tree.
I would imagine like being a tree and like seeing like animals run around and be like, oh shit, something's happening. Everyone look. My tree voice.
Imagine being a tree and smelling smoke. Oh shit.
Oh shit. Is someone smoking me?
Don't come this way.
You're supposed to smoke the little trees. Okay. Hey, CarpePax, if you had the chance to meet God at the end of your life and you found out heaven's real, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at your version of the pearly gates?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. You were right about everything but me.
Yeah, well.
I mean, that's how about that?
It's pretty good. Batting 99, yeah.
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 Isn't it batting 500?
That's like half the time. I guess it was like bat 999, like 99% of the time. I don't know.
Oh right. Oh okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
I
didn't realize.
I'm sorry about the sports reference,
scale.
everyone. I'll never do that again.
Right. Like 500 is 50%.
Right. Now we know why. Hey, an influential leftist, be them dead or alive, that you'd love the opportunity to meet and chat with.
James Baldwin. I think James Baldwin. He was one of those. There's a lot of people in this country who I didn't know, basically left this country to go live in Europe because they were leftists, and this country was unfriendly to them because of their leftism. And I believe he's one of them. And I don't nearly know enough about his life, his career, and his his words, his speaking and writing. What I have heard is extremely valuable and just so well spoken, well put, that I'd want to have a conversation. I'd want to have a longer conversation with him. He seemed like an extremely interesting person.
Well, given that opportunity, what do you think they'd say about either you and what you've shared with me today, and about your life, or about the world? What do you think? What would you hope they would say? And we can talk about what you would ask them next.
Wait, what was the second part?
Yeah, so like, what do you think they think about you? What would you like them to think about you, or what would they think about the world? James Baldwin. I think that's a unique answer, by the way. Never heard it yet. You got the first.
What would I? Oh gosh. Well, I'd say I think I know too little about them to answer, but I would I would hope that I would expect. I think from what little I know about the from what little I have heard, from what Baldwin said in the speaking and the quotations and stuff that I've seen, I would think that he would probably say to keep my head small enough to for me to keep walking, to not get a big head on my shoulders, because it's not about. Well, it isn't about me. It's about making positive changes for other people. The second part, sorry, I forgot again. More weed will help. Oh, what world? Oh gosh. Just real quick, it just popped into my head. I could probably see them going, wow, France has gone downhill. Because that's where they moved. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably about it. I don't know enough about him personally to know what he might think about or say. I just know what I've, the really, really brilliant words that I've heard are a great opener, and I want to get more into Baldwin.
So I've muted myself, and I'm going to go ahead and try that again. All right. So, CarpePax, then, given the chance to ask your influential leftist, James Baldwin, anything specific or not, what might you ask given the opportunity? And feel free to share what you think they might say. Or pass.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pass on that one.
Love it.
It's a little...
No problem. It's not a problem at all. There's just dumb questions. I'm serious. Yo, so that brings us to streamer tips. Any streamer advice for beginning or, veteran streamers? What might you say?
Well, I say that probably the same thing I said to convince myself to start streaming. Is that you should just talk about the things that you feel strongly about. And people who are interested in hearing what you feel strongly about will come. It's really just a build it and they will come kind of thing.
That's good shit. Build it, they will come.
And I didn't even see that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Never seen
Never saw the
Field of
movie.
Dreams?
Never seen Field of Dreams. I just know that's where that came from, that line.
All right. I've seen it so many times in my childhood. Holy shit.
I think it was my next to last employer that actually he used that line, as he was one of those people who loved to have like quotations to pearls of wisdom to give people to encourage them in their business endeavors, that kind of thing.
Right.
When I got hired there, he gave me a book. He apparently bought a case of this book to hand out to people he thought could benefit from it. It was called The Magic of Thinking Big. Yeah. A lot of pro-business, entrepreneurial self-help stuff. I read it until it started getting into the God stuff. Because there's all of these religious anecdotes in the second half of the book. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Do they also refer to employees as family?
They did. They tried to proselytize me too on multiple occasions.
Red flag.
Yeah. I know.
Wait, how did we get here? Don't proselytize on your stream?
I only lasted almost 15 years.
Yeah.
But that's largely these are the reasons there wasn't in fact a cap on my employment. Like conformity has never been my strong suit.
Yeah. It's annoying. It's not worth the energy. Life's too short.
Yeah, and then the last job was the one where I had the person. When the pandemic started, not only were more than one of my employees mask off eugenicists, like really, like I hope this virus takes out entire cities level eugenicist, and And another one was so brainwashed by Alex Jones that he thinks that the Democratic Party was the left and that they should be shot or hung.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. So I'm very glad I don't work there anymore.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Class consciousness is good for one thing. Getting the capitalists out of your life.
Yeah. That's yeah. You believe so? You think so?
Well, that's how it happened for me. Although it's probably because I really wasn't able to. The situation with that employer was so. Well, let's just say there was a snowball effect of offenses in the realm of like being lied to upon hire. Bait and switched basically about the conditions of the advancement and the pay. I was never going to be more than like 50 cents or $1 over minimum. So all this stuff I was told upon hire turned out to be bullshit. And then the chud coworkers, that didn't help at all. Half of them were American libertarians. Like seriously, bootstrap, rise and grind. No. You go ahead and put that yoke on yourself the hardest. Go for it. So over the last few years, I became more and more class conscious, and after the pandemic, it just the capitalism became untenable. And the capitalism, it's a really vague term, but the conditions of my employment and the pay and the coworker experience, that just became too much in the face of the pandemic, when I disagreed initially with him keeping the business open in the first place because it's not essential. Guitar parts. They make guitar parts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So while I also understand the reasonings behind keeping the business open, it's not essential. And it was this business owner manipulating the system to get the most out of both the state and his employees at the same time, with the PPP and the unemployment insurance. And it was basically like I had to go in and risk myself working around people that I didn't feel safe around for various reasons. The eugenicist guy, big fan of the AR-15. Has several.
What? Of the AR-15.
Of the AR-15 has several.
You only need
some in his
max
car.
2. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
You got the 2 arms.
Right.
Yeah.
So like
max.
I got really, really sketched out on what for some strange reason turned out to be like a bring your pistol to work day. I'm like, fuck you guys. Yeah. Not fun.
What the fuck, dude?
So
that's why we can't have nice things, dude.
So within a few weeks of telling the boss straight to his face that I'm a socialist, and if it were up to me, his business would be a worker co-op, that I was let go.
Man.
Of course, I was also, I was also becoming increasingly aggravated, like outwardly. I wasn't the most pleasant to to be around, although most of the time I was working all by myself. I think at some point somebody probably came in when I was on a rant and I didn't hear them while working alone. Somebody the boss walks in and starts hearing me on a rant. Yeah, that's probably what did it. Oops.
Bay caught you slipping.
Well,
caught you monologuing.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
DoorDash. I started doing DoorDash instead.
Okay.
And it averages more per hour than I've made at any hourly job in my life.
Okay. Right.
So.
The car maintenance and gas.
Yeah. Having to pay yourself, but also it's insurance. Insurance. But it's also like, if you make minimum, it only takes you 4.5, 5 hours of DoorDash to make the same as you would an 8. But that might be unique to my area. There's a lot of restaurants and a lot of I live in the 15th wealthiest county in the state of California. It has an average income of $30,000, which means there's a lot of people making very little, and a handful of people making a lot. So the handful of people making a lot are often my customers for DoorDash, which means that I'm driving into canyons outside of the delivery zone, and people with means are a mixed bag. Some of them are generous. Some of them are cheap. The cheap ones would say that's how they stay rich.
Yeah. Isn't that fascinating? Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, Carpe, I have to insist, we're going to try to wrap things up here, but I'd love if you had any questions for me. I'm not saying you have to have any, but if you had any for me, this is your time and we could chat about that. And if there are any questions in chat, if you want to pull that up, you don't have to. Otherwise, I can pass along interesting looking questions and you can answer anything that you want to. How about we start with any questions you have for me? Chat a moment here. This is one. This is the first round, and I'm very much looking forward to putting a pin in some of the different things that we chatted about today and bringing them back up on a round 2 sometime, so we can dig in a little bit and start to hash things out more meaningfully. This is Absolutely. Like your introduction, and like I'm learning about you. I'm still getting to know you. It's really nice. So we're planting seeds today, dude. So if you missed something and you want to loop back, let's do it next time, right? Ain't no stress, but I am sorry. This is a good reminder to me that I got to make sure that I say, hey, here's the format if you want to check it out again. And that's a good thing to send again. Okay. This is a good learning lesson for me. Okay. But, okay. I'm not seeing any questions from chat. The question, who prepares for interviews? No, nobody.
Professionals do. Professionals.
I guess, yeah. They say you should. They say you should. They say, like, if you have a message, it should fit on the back side of an envelope. No more, right. No less.
An envelope or a business card?
What business card? That's tiny writing.
True.
I write small, though. I got a little tiny mechanical pencil. That's right. I'm making up for the...
Wow, the time actually did really fly.
It flies when you're having fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at us. Okay. CarpePax, what do you want to see for the future for yourself with Twitch, activism, and everything else?
Unionization.
Of whom? Streamers?
Streamers union would be great. More labor union organizing. More tenants union organizing. I'm actually going to be looking into if there's anything that's going on locally that I can get involved in the realm of a tenants union. I don't have high hopes for it already happening in this area, like something already in place for me to get involved in.
Where are you again? Were you able to? Are you able to share that?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I'm within. Let's just say I'm within a few miles of radius of Pismo Beach.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Pismo Beach. All right, we got him. We got him, everyone. Got him. Oh, this is an elaborate thing. We got you. It's a SWAT. I don't know. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I've talked about where I live. It's
all right. Cool.
Yeah, like I'm really close to the ocean. I'm within I used to live in Pismo Beach. It's a few miles north of where I live now. So I'm in the general area where the 101 freeway goes from inland, or goes from the coast to the inland towards San Luis Obispo. I live in San Luis Obispo County on the coast.
Beautiful. Spent some time in California. I love it.
Yeah. So like a handful of really mega, a bunch of people who have a whole lot of income and a whole lot more people who have very little income. And I live in the part where most of the people who don't have income live. So well, this is the place to organize for against this is the place to find people who have issues with capitalism, I imagine. Where people work the hardest for the least.
Do you have a favorite cheese, CarpePax?
A favorite cheese?
Okay, chat, you're welcome. Jesus.
Well, I don't know if I have a favorite. I have several that I like quite a bit.
As many as you like.
Favorite, like standard cheese would be Swiss. Jarlsberg would be a more specific variant, like a Swiss but milder cheese. I like that one. I'm a big fan of.
It's a great question.
Of an aged Irish cheddar.
Yeah.
And then there's this Italian cheese that I can't remember the name of right now.
What's it like? Yeah. We can help you.
It's a pretty mild cheese. Let me see.
How's it spelled?
Good one. Of Italian cheeses.
I really like this question. I think I want to take it and replace one of the questions in my stack. It's such a good question.
It's not a Jago.
Is it Pecorino?
No.
That was my guess. I really felt like it was Pecorino. It's not like mozzarella. Like
no.
Any sort of fresh mozzarella. Oh my gosh.
I
don't know. Chat, any ideas?
I'll start with a B maybe, but I can't remember. It might actually not even be Italian now that I think of it. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but it's quite good. An ex-girlfriend was really into it, and maybe that's partly why I can't remember it. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
But it was really good.
All right. Brie, is it brie?
No. It's a harder cheese.
Okay. Let's come back to that one next time. Okay, let me know.
Yeah, I'll try to remember what it's called.
Chat was very insistent about asking you, and I really like the question. I really do. Okay. Well, CarpePax, I think that's going to do it for us today. I've invited you here in the spirit of building leftist unity, strength, and power. In that same spirit, you've been a truly wonderful guest. I've It's been an honor talking to you. It's been an honor having the opportunity to share your story and to get to know you more and just get to hang out, right?
Absolutely.
Like I mentioned, we're going to have you back on for round 2 sometime soon. And, CarpePax, thank you so very much. This was a ton of fun. We'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, solidarity. I love it. I love it. All right, next time.
Cool. I'll be in.
Okay. Why can't I change my transitions anymore? Okay. Yay! We did it. Hey, YouTube. You're watching a clip from my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/iDanSimpson, where you can follow for free and subscribe for only $5 a month. Thanks for watching.